Okay, this is Parsha, Ger in every Parsha, Ki Sisa, and we're going to jump back into the Midrash Rabbah, and the Midrash Rabbah 41, it says, the rabbis said, Rabbi Yochanan ben Torsa once came before Rabbi Akiva when the Torah was being read in the synagogue, and Rabbi Akiva said to him, "Stand up and read in the Torah." But Rabbi Yochanan ben Torsa said to those assembled, "I did not review the chapter of the Torah. I am now being asked to read, so I will not read." And the rabbis praised him for this. Thus we have explained the verse. Then he saw it and recounted it. So who's this Rabbi Yochanan ben Torsa? So there's insights here, and it's interesting. It says the words Torsa, ben Torsa, mean literally son of a cow. So Torsa must be Aramaic, I think. Because Hebrew word for cow is para, like paraduma, bakar, and shore for a bull. So I don't know. I haven't heard it in Hebrew, so I'm assuming it's Aramaic. Son of a cow. And the following anecdote is told about how this Tanna came to be given this name. There was once a pious Jew who became poor and had to sell his plowing cow to a non-Jew, and the non-Jew plowed with the cow during the 6 weekdays, but on the Shabbat the cow refused to work, and the non-Jew tried to coerce the cow to work, but it was to no avail. Feeling cheated, the non-Jew told the Jew to take his cow back, and the Jew immediately realized that the cow had become accustomed to resting on the Shabbat when it had been in his possession. He proceeded to whisper a few words in the ear of the cow whisperer. And afterward the animal was amenable to work for the non-Jew every day of the week. And the non-Jew suspected the Jew of performing some kind of black magic and demanded an explanation regarding the change in the cow's behavior. And the pious Jew assured him that no sorcery was involved. He had simply told the cow that it now had a non-Jewish master and should please plow on the seventh day as well. The non-Jew was astonished how an animal whose intelligence was lower than his own had recognized his creator, whereas he had not. The non-Jew immediately decided to convert to Judaism, and he eventually became a Talmudic scholar. Now, a non-Jew who converts to Judaism is considered in some respects as if he had just been born anew. That's very important, because a lot of people get mixed up and say and think that the conversion process is like being born again, and that you were a Gentile before and now you're transformed into a Jew metaphysically. And this is a bunch of garbage and nonsense. It couldn't be further from the truth. And the exact language is kishanolad, as if he was born anew, like a newborn, not literally. You ever seen anybody go into the mikveh and come out a newborn baby? No, it's ridiculous. So he became a Talmudic scholar, and thus this proselyte was called Ben Torsa, literally son of a cow, because his genesis as a Jew was the result of a cow. And this is brought down in Pesik the Rabosai 14.3. See also Tosfos on Yochanan to Yoma 9a. Toldos Noach and Eitz Yosef, who say that it was Rabbi Yochanan ben Torsa's father who converted. So either way, he learned from this cow who was keeping Shabbat because of this Jewish owner. And he converted. And this story is brought down in Ki Sisa. And I heard Rav Ginsburg say on his weekly shir. It comes live on YouTube. He was saying that this cow and this Tanna were Achashverosh was the Tanna, reincarnation of Achashverosh, and the cow was a reincarnation of Queen Vashti. Interesting. Far out there. Wild stuff, right? So that would be a connection to why it's brought down in Parshas Ki Sisa, because Purim falls in Parshas Ki Sisa. Yeah. So it's there. Also, just a side note, you know, it's interesting. The seventh day Shabbat was created for man. On the seventh day of creation, there were no Jews around when the Shabbat was created. There was no such thing as a Jew. A Jew didn't even appear until thousands and thousands of Shabbat had passed, and the cows and the animals of Jews have to keep Shabbat. But they say that a goy who keeps a Shabbat is chayiv misa. So we maybe should get into that discussion sometime, because something interesting to think about. If a goy wears a talit katan on Shabbos, he's actually carrying, because he has no obligation to wear a talit katan, and so therefore he's breaking a mitzvah. There's many other things I'm not going to go into right now, but there's ways around these people that say you can't keep a Shabbat as a goy. But if you're in the conversion process and you're practicing, then I wouldn't even worry about anything. It's kind of counterproductive to tell somebody. A lot of people have this, rabbis who tell potential converts to break something of the Shabbat. It's kind of counterproductive to do that when you're trying to get this person ready for conversion, to sit there and tell them to do something to break Shabbat. Not only is it completely opposite of their nature and what they want to do, because they're trying to become better Jews, it's just, think about it retroactively. Like when they actually convert, it's like, I don't know, you feel like you violated. You feel like you were violated, and you feel like you violated. It's just not a good situation at all. Shabbat is hard enough to keep with all the rabbinic requirements anyhow, so you know, it's very easy to break for somebody who's not educated on the subject and doesn't know how to practice it. It takes a lot of experience and education. So just something to think about. This Ger in every parsha, Parshas Ki Sisa.